we tend, I think, as democracies, to think, oh, we're not doing so great, and those dictators are so strategic and they're doing so well. If I had told you 3 years ago that Joe Biden was going to announce a special military operation to take Ottawa in a week, and 3 years later he was in the wheat fields of Manitoba losing thousands of soldiers a month, with inflation over 10% and interest rates in America over 20%, 600,000 Americans either dead or wounded, and we're inching out little Canadian town by little Canadian town.
Because this is the Trump plan, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have said, you wouldn't sit here saying, wow, America's really winning that war in a big way. That's great for America. You would never say that. But somehow we're saying, oh, the Russians, they're doing great. They are not doing great. They set out on a strategic objective of taking the capital, Kyiv, wiping Ukraine as we know it off the map. Maybe not literally wiping the country off the map, but wiping a democratic,
taking the regime out,
independent, Western-oriented Ukraine. Gone. It would be a vassal state to Russia.
Yep.
And they have failed in that, and they will fail in that. They are now fighting and imposing huge costs, and I don't want to discount those costs. But let's not forget that Kyiv stands, Ukraine stands, Ukraine will stand at the end of this, and the thing we can most do is create circumstances for a negotiation where they have some strength and capacity behind them and it is not imposed upon them. And that's what I would like to see in the months ahead. And frankly, I believe that whether it was President Trump, which it will be, or it were President Harris had she won, this turn to negotiations is something that Zelensky was looking to do.
It was necessary, yeah.
Now we have an opportunity, but that opportunity should rest on the proposition that Ukraine is in the driver's seat and is not going to have an outcome imposed upon.
Well, and NATO is stronger, and people are spending more money and more committed to it, and there are 2 additional members, and I mean, you know, Assad just fell, and I mean, there are a lot of ways that anyone objective can say the Russians are not winning. I think there are lots of ways objectively to say the Ukrainians are not winning too, to be fair.
That is fair, and it's important actually to pause on that point for a moment, because my account really kind of only speaks to one side of it. I mean, what has been visited upon the Ukrainians, on the brave soldiers on the front lines, on people, innocent people in towns and cities having missiles and bombs rain down on them, on Putin attempting to plunge the country into cold and darkness in the heart of winter, and so much else. I mean, I'm not trying to be cavalier about any of that. That is real. Now, at the same time that is happening, the Ukrainian people want to make sure that they are not just stopping the war for the sake of it. They want a just peace, and we should support them in wanting a just peace.